What's going on, FA Nation? John and Pembe here with Howard Bender. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NFL DFS Playbook Preview Show. NFL Week 12 is here, Howard. We are the week before the Thanksgiving week. We're excited for a little Thanksgiving NFL DFS action. Honestly, one of my favorite slates of the year is the NFL Thanksgiving slate. We'll have coaches and playbooks out for that slate. But we got a little Week 12 action to get to there first. 11 games this week, Howard, with some very, very interesting matchups to take advantage of.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this slate. I was actually, when I was doing the DFS watch list on Tuesday, I was getting really amped up about some of the possibilities there. We've been on a really nice heater for the last several weeks. Last week, it was interesting because none of the chalk hit. Some of the chalk hit. The Jacoby Brissett, Michael Wilson, Trey McBride lineup that I gave out in the example lineups, that crushed. I had McCaffrey coming back on it. Should have been Kittle coming back. Some great dart throw picks for everybody. We told you to start Sean Tucker. Mm-hmm. So, a lot of great things were going on there. A lot of people who invested heavily in that Cincinnati-Pittsburgh game, that got busted up, obviously, but again, it's of identifying where the good chalk is and then what kind of components you sprinkle into it. So I'm ready to get started if you are.
I'm ready to get started. I just want to say a quick goated call by you on the Colby Parkinson touchdown. That was on last week's show. He was in my lineup with that stack there. So that one was very, very nice. 0.1%. Colby Parkinson touchdown. Can we find the 0.1% of this week? Let's find out. Drake May, Howard, is your top price quarterback this week. $6,900 on the road against the Cincinnati Bengals. If you've watched the betting playbook show, we're slightly bullish on the Patriots side of this game here. You got him, Mahomes, Jackson, and Hurts as your top four quarterbacks. I wrote up the quarterback coach this week. May and Hurts were in the top section here. And I imagine Drake May, even as the top price quarterback, is just going to draw a lot of ownership here this week.
6,900 really is not that big of a deal here, especially when you look at some of the value that we'll discuss a little later on. But these last three games have been serviceable. They've been good. They haven't been phenomenal. They've been serviceable. But when you start taking a look at what Drake May did the weeks before that, come on. It's crazy the numbers that he's putting up right now. He seems to be handling, and this is what I hate most about Drake May, is that he's really handling all the MVP talk very, very well.
Sure.
He's not letting it get to him too much. You don't see a lot of ego here with May. So listen, I'm definitely building lineups with some Patriots stacks. I think it's well worth it. I don't mind using Lamar Jackson against the Jets, although I don't think he needs to do a whole hell of a lot to beat the Jets.
Yeah.
Mahomes, I would probably back off. Maybe he's a good contrarian play because he's at home. Their backs are against the wall. But I love this Colts secondary right now, and I love what they've been putting together on defense. So yeah. I'd back away a little bit from that.
Yeah, it's Hurts for me. I think would be just the other guy I would go to. He had 2 rushing touchdowns against his team, obviously, in week 1. But you've seen sort of the passing come on a little bit of late. We obviously know the rushing upside is there. It's Dallas, man. Like, that defense is just terrible. So I think you go May or Hurts as your top 2 there. And then you jump down. We have Jared Goff at home at $6,000 against a Giants team. We always tout Goff at home, just better numbers in his dome. Caleb Williams, again, inconsistency, but we've seen upside at 57. Those 2 guys for me stand out in the mid-range, but are you interested in maybe a possible returning Joe Burrow at 65 or?
No, not really. I think, I don't necessarily know what's going to happen there, but we know that like Jamar Chase is suspended. T. Higgins will get, covered by Christian Gonzalez. And so then where are we looking? Are we excited that Mike Gesicki's back off of IR? Andre Josivac, we'll talk about later on. He's a fantastic dart throw player, at least a good solid pay down. I don't necessarily know if I want to go with swaggy Joe Burrow in his first game back while the Patriots are trying to assert their dominance here in the AFC. I like Goff. I think that's a fine play. And I do like Caleb Williams. I don't think that this Pittsburgh defense is really that strong, especially when you take them away from home. You've got names like Jalen Ramsey and Darius Slay and Joey Porter Jr. in the secondary, and yet this is a team that's giving up like almost the most passing yards per game, I think, actually, right now, or top in the bottom. Where are they? Where are they? I'm finding them right now.
They're allowing the most passing yards.
The most passing yards. Yep, there you go. So yeah, I definitely think Caleb Williams at home could be a nice play for sure. I like Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
I really like Jacoby Brissett.
Is it disrespectful that Brissett's only $5,300 after completing 47 passes last week?
Dude, we're talking about a DFS site that refused to put Michael Pittman higher than 5,800. So no, it doesn't surprise me at all. Last 5 games for Jacoby Brissett have been absolutely brilliant. The loss of Marvin Harrison Jr. didn't do anything negative to him at all. They got stomped by the 49ers, but I mean, the 49ers were, killing it, right? But Jacoby Brissett sets an NFL record for most completions in a game. Michael Wilson, 18 targets, 15 catches, 185 yards. Dortch got involved. McBray was the top priced, the top scoring tight end. So you have to look at Jacoby Brissett here against the Jags.
I had somebody ask me if I thought Jacoby Brissett would be the starting quarterback for the Cardinals last season, next year. They're 1-4 or 1-5, whatever it is, as a starter for Brissett. So they're not winning football games, but he's obviously playing quarterback better than Kyler Murray's played for them. So,
yes.
Is he going to be the next Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, Jacoby Brissett, or what are we thinking there? Think he's going?
He could be. He could. Maybe he's getting himself a nicer contract off of what he's doing here. I don't know. I mean, again, it's just for me, he's a DFS play. And yes, in season-long fantasy football, will I get away with using Jacoby Brissett? Sure. But am I looking at him as like a reality QB that you want to build around? No.
Okay. You're under 5K plays this week. You have a handful of them. Jameis is 46. You have Geno at 45. You have Cousins at 44. You have Shador at 42. And do we have Tyrod is 43? Tyler Show's 44. I mean, this is the most 4K quarterbacks we've ever had.
And we're probably going to see a lot of dart throw lineups built off of that. I personally don't like any of them. I don't think any of their matchups are really that great. I mean, Cousins going up against New Orleans, that's fine, but you don't have Drake London anymore. Geno Smith is a turd. I will never use him at all. And Jameis, I'm sorry, man, but this Detroit defense is going to have a field day beating up on the Giants. I think the only one, the only sub 4K one that I would look at here, if Mason Rudolph starts against Chicago, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't play, then I might be maybe a little bit looking at Mason Rudolph.
Okay, so no interest in Shador at 42?
Oh yeah, of course, a little interest in Shador. Okay. But that's my super secret dirty lineup, man. Okay. That's the lineup that I use, like guys that everybody hates.
Okay. Running backs. Jonathan Taylor's 10K against one of the better run defenses in the NFL. I don't think I'm going to get there this week.
I don't think I'm going to get there this week either. Maybe if you want to build like a contrarian lineup, you want to use Shador Sanders in there, you can try and take a look at Jonathan Taylor. He's coming off the bye week. He looks absolutely phenomenal, but I mean, that the price is just so constrictive.
It's dangerous to say I'm not playing a guy that has 17 rushing touchdowns on the year and multiple 3 rushing touchdowns on the year, but I just don't think I'm getting there. Just don't think I'm
I like Jahmyr Gibbs here as the 3rd highest priced guy going up against the Giants.
Sure. I like Jahmyr Gibbs. I think this is a good spot for Derrick Henry this week against the Jets.
Agreed.
At $7,600, Saquon $75. Ramondre Stevenson is back this week. I don't think we can do the Travion Henderson dance again, but I would be very curious to see if Henderson has done enough to take over the lead back role. I don't think he has. I think that we're going to see Ramondre Stevenson back as sort of the lead running back in New England here. And that might be a stand I make when it comes to some lineups this week.
What a sad state of affairs that would be, right? But I mean,
Henderson has not ran the ball really well. He's made big plays.
Yeah.
But his yardage per carry outside of the big ones are pretty trash. He was benefited obviously from the touchdowns against the Jets, but I could see Ramondre stepping back in and being the guy against a really bad Bengals defense. So Javonte, Jalen Warren. I again don't mind that.
Yeah, I think he put in a full practice. So Jalen Warren definitely is somebody to take a look at. Although, we were in on Jalen Warren last week too. He was a chalk play, and he did not come through in any way, shape, or form because he got hurt. But it wasn't even so much that he got hurt. He was sharing snaps with Kenneth Gainwell early on in that game too. So,
yep.
F you, Arthur Smith.
Gainwell had the early touchdown there. Quinton Junkins, 6K. Maybe they get going there with Shador as the quarterback. Bijal Tootin landed on the injury report today. If he's not in there, you got ETN against Arizona possibly.
ETN, who practiced in bubble wrap on Thursday. They gave him the non-contact jersey. They just wanted to make sure that he was taken care of. I don't mind Aaron Jones here in a potential, another revenge game narrative. Sure. Again, not a guy who you're looking at as like, this dude's going to give me, 20, 25 points. But given the price tag that he's sitting at here at 5,700, I think that it's definitely worth taking a look at there. Him and DeAndre Swift, I think, are both in perfectly fine spots here.
Okay.
Would you use Kamara this week? Coop's still in on Kamara.
No.
Okay.
Your guy, you've been team Kenneth Walker all week.
Yes.
$5,400.
Yes, load him in there, baby. Listen, I do believe in Mike McDonald's coach speak here because you know what? You sit there and you watch Zach Charbonnet, and he's just not an efficient runner, and maybe he gets the goal line work. Maybe he stops getting the goal line work. Let's see what happens here. But, Kenneth Walker can easily break a 20 to 30-yard touchdown run if he gets the ball. It's Tennessee. They give up the 7th most rushing yards per game. They're also giving up the most rushing touchdowns this season. So I like Kenneth Walker. I do believe Mike McDonald saying that he's going to increase the workload here. And, come on. At 5,400, Johnny? At 5,400?
I agree. I like it. Again, I think Ramondre Stevenson ends up being a guy that gets the majority of the carries in this game at 52 for a dart throw this week. Pacheco ruled out, so you'll have Kareem Hunt as the lead back in Kansas City this weekend. I know the Colts obviously have a good defense, but Kareem Hunt gets the red zone work anyways. And if he's going to be the featured back, I think that's a pretty good spot for him at $5,100.
Yeah, you skipped over Emmanuel Wilson. I will say that
Jacobs practiced in full, I think, today.
That was going to be my question. I wanted to see the practice reports here on Josh Jacobs. And I'll tell you what, if Jacobs does start this game, I won't use him or Emmanuel Wilson. If Jacobs is out, then I would consider using Emmanuel Wilson just for the bargain price.
Okay, Jacobs is officially listed as questionable. I thought I saw that he practiced today.
It's very possible. It's very, very possible.
We'll get the official. Obviously, you do the playbook. All the limited practice for Jacobs. There you go. Limited practice for Jacobs. Again, Calvin Ongai keeps getting touchdowns. Kind of frustrating, but $5,100 for him.
There's really not a lot of bargain names down here. You could go Spears as the pass catching back because Seattle does kind of struggle a little bit against pass catching running backs.
Did you do Bam Knight? No DeMercado?
With no DeMercado, if Trey Benson doesn't get activated for this game.
Already ruled out for this week.
Already ruled out?
Yeah.
Booyah. All right, Bam Knight then definitely has a little bit more appeal.
Anything else?
No. I mean, you could probably throw a dart at LaKeith Allen. Everybody seems to like him.
Coop always says throw darts at Tyler Algier.
Oh, I don't mind throwing a dart at Tyler Algier against New Orleans. I'm fine with that one too.
Okay. And then Michael Carter's down here at 44, but that's
no, I don't want that.
All right.
No.
Wide receivers. JS at 9K. Expensive, but Tennessee. Yeah.
He's very good.
Amon-Ra Lamb is 79. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Rashee Rice going to get the Sauce Gardner treatment. That should be interesting to watch. So I don't necessarily know if I want to pay up for him.
Sauce kind of sucked last week, though, didn't he?
What's that?
Wasn't Gardner pretty bad last week?
He was on a bye last week. That's why you didn't see him.
Maybe 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. His debut for the Colts, I felt like he was not very good in that game.
He's, learning a new scheme here,
All right. Do you believe in T. Higgins as the wide receiver 1 in Cincinnati?
I believe that he will be considered the wide receiver one, but that also means that he draws Christian Gonzalez
Sure.
pretty heavily in coverage. Andre Josivash, as we get further down the list, that's the name that I'm very much intrigued by using.
Okay. You have Diggs at $6,500 against Cincinnati.
Yeah, what's up with the fractured pinky thing? Why were we hearing that stupid, or not pinky, but he said he was dealing with like a fractured finger for.
He's apparently had a broken finger all season.
Yeah.
And he's fine.
Why are we hearing about it now?
Drake May brought it up because they asked about Diggs and like what it's like to have Diggs. He's like, oh, he's so tough. He makes all these catches. He's been playing with a broken finger.
Gotcha.
So it wasn't any. It was actually Drake May that said it. So
okay.
Either way, Diggs is fine. I almost want to take shots on Booty when we get down there instead of Stephon Diggs. But we'll get there. Pittman 6K, Roma Dunze 61, AJ Brown 59. Is there Dallas?
Oh, this whole range actually going from Zay Flowers at 63 all the way down to Devontae Smith at 56. I think that whole run of players, Odunze, Pittman, AJ Brown, J-Mo Williams, and Devontae Smith, I think they're all very much in play here.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Obviously, again, with the Philly guys, if they're, we get the squeaky wheel thing again, and maybe we get some passings against this Dallas defense. Metcalf 53. I think I saw, is Brian Thomas out again? I think I saw that Brian Thomas is out again. Limited practice Thursday. I guess we'll see if Brian Thomas is out again. You have Parker Washington, Jacoby Myers, obviously down here. Keyshawn Booty's 5K.
Him and Alec Pierce, the two of them I like.
Kind of almost like the same player, right? Just the guys that stretch the field. Now, Pierce gets way more targets. And I've obviously been Team Pierce for all season. I've been doing his longest catch and yardage prop all year. But I think both of them at 5K are obviously really good spots. Wilson, $4,800 for him after the week that he's coming off of. Yep. Now, can you rely on 47 of 57 from Brissett again? Probably not. That means probably don't get 18 targets and 15 catches, but good to know they're going to throw to him.
Oh, listen, I think he's in a great spot. I think Michael Wilson's in a fantastic spot. I would not be upset about doing that. How funny would it be if you just did your wide receivers as Keyshawn Booty, Alec Pierce, and Michael Wilson?
Probably end up fitting some expensive running backs in your lineup.
Yeah, you could.
I mentioned Jacoby Myers is there. This could definitely be a Rashid Shaheed week at $4,600. They're waiting for them to kind of connect on some downfield plays. You do have Darius Slayton off the injury report. This one is kind of intriguing with Jameis Winston because deep ball thrower, deep ball wide receiver. Maybe some plays being made here at $4,500. You have Dortch at 43 still.
Josivash at 41.
Judy, Yoshivash, both at $4,100. If you think that Shador can make some plays throwing the football.
Yeah, I'm trying to think further down the list here. I like Luther Burden here at 36. I think he's in a good spot right now. Olamide Zaccheaus was locking down that wide receiver 3 role. 6 drops in 2 games, and the next thing you know, Luther Burden, not only 45% snap share last week, but he also ended up with 5 targets. So is that transition happening right now? And if that is the case, Pittsburgh, how about this? Pittsburgh Steelers, they rank 11th in DVOA against the pass, 25th against the wide receiver 3, giving up more than 50 yards per game to them. I think Luther Burden, if he's on the field for a bunch of this, could end up in a really nice spot.
Sure. Lockett, 3,500.
Sure. I don't love him though. Okay. I don't love him.
I don't think there's much else down here. Your Jets wide receivers, I guess, right? Mitchell, Mechie.
I gotta give the nod here to Catterall Hodge,
okay,
who is a min price 3,000. When Drake London is out, all right, Hodge is the guy. You go back to week 8. He only caught 3 passes, but he had 8 targets in this one here. And I'll tell you what, he is the guy who is on the field. He played like a 66 or 67% snap share in week 8 when Drake London was out. He plays the split end role. Darnell Mooney will be on the opposite side there. You'll splash in, maybe Casey Washington to work out of the slot, or David Stills to work out of the slot. Kyle Pitts is there, sure, but Hodge is the guy who is on the field replacing Drake London, not Washington or anybody else like that. So I tell you what, for a min-price dart throw, John, I think if he's going to see 7 or 8 targets in this one against the Saints, playing up against Alontae Taylor, I'm going to throw that dart.
Okay. That's fine. Anything on your Jets wide receivers, though? Do you think they make any plays here this week?
I mean, Mechie out of the slot isn't terrible. I think he's in an okay spot. What do you have, 45 yards last week off of a couple of catches? Yeah, I just, you know what it is, man? Tyrod Taylor, I don't know what to expect. I don't mind Mason Taylor, the tight end, but
sure,
I just don't like the.
Let's talk tight ends then. McBride is 68 against Jacksonville. So if we're spending even mid-tier range at wide receiver, you're going to be able to get to McBride. He more than paid off the price tag last week. Where else are you looking to spend up at the tight end position?
I mean, McBride is the priciest guy out there. The next guy who I really like would probably be Travis Kelce. I love Tyler Warren, but I don't really want to utilize Tyler Warren when I can just for 500 less go after Kelce. The Indianapolis Colts, they rank 28th in DVOA against the tight end position, giving up an average of like 6 catches for like 72, 73 yards per game. So I've already bet Kelce's the over on his receiving yards prop. And I look at the situation here. Chiefs back against the wall, going up against the 8-2 Colts. I think that, he's going to have to rely on, if Sauce Gardner is going to be on Rashee Rice, then you're going to have to look at Travis Kelce.
Sure. Hunter Henry obviously makes a lot of sense here.
Yes.
The Bengals, just the worst team in football against tight ends, allowing a bunch of touchdowns. And we're all bullish on the Patriots offense this week against this Bengals defense. You have a bet on Hunter Henry if you go watch the betting playbook show. Coming off 4 for 45. It's been a little bit since he's found the end zone, but that could change this week.
Oh, it will change this week.
Yeah.
It will.
I honestly won't even argue with it. It's a really great bet. $3,900.
All right. Further down here, I mean, listen, Andrews against the Jets is definitely a fine play. I don't necessarily know how much throwing they need to do, in this matchup against the Jets. It's just a very soft defense. So Andrews is possible there. I don't mind Okonkwo. Since Seattle lost Julian Love, they've been terrible against the tight end. Absolutely terrible. Now, Okonkwo is not getting the target share that I would really like to see, but look at that game log there. He saw 5 targets against the Indianapolis Colts a few weeks ago, and they're a terrible team against the tight end. So if the matchup is right, Okonkwo could be very, very interesting. I'm off Fannin because David Njoku was taken off of the injury report. I do like Colston Loveland. I do.
Okay. I like Loveland as well, $3,500. I get the Komet's there, but Loveland is the first round pick guy that they're building around there. So I'm good with Loveland.
Well, dart throw at Brock Wright maybe with no Sam Laporta?
Possibly.
I don't really like anything else paying all the way down for tight end. What are you going to do? Are you going to go with like Johnny Munt?
Well, so you've gone Yoshivas. Patriots do struggle against tight ends. Now, they have Fant as well, but it was Gesicki last year that had a lot of good games when T. Higgins was out of the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
They did activate Gesicki, going to play this week. It wouldn't stun me if one of the tight ends, Fant or Gesicki, actually had a good game here against New England. Especially if Burrow's back, I'd feel more confident in them throwing the football. The Patriots' pass defense is not good. They have Christian Gonzalez, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't shock me if some of the tight ends got in some work here.
Like Tanner Hudson?
No, I just told you. I think it'd be Fant or Gesicki.
Oh, I mean, Tanner Hudson. Why wouldn't it be Tanner Hudson, John? Why wouldn't the Bengals roll out an Arthur Smith type offense and use all of these stupid tight ends?
I mean, they could, but I'm just saying, like, odds I'd feel better about Gesicki or Fant. That's all I got.
Defense.
All right, defense we go.
I love the Ravens this week.
Yeah, Ravens at 39. The Lions at 37. I bet the Raiders are going to be popular.
The Raiders are going to be so popular, which is why I want to see Shedeur Sanders do well.
You get the Browns at 2,900 though, like against Geno. Like I like that too.
That's a mind scrambler right there. Why in the world are the Browns that cheap? Considering you've got Myles Garrett who just like runs over.
Look at these sack numbers, dude.
Yeah, the sacks are ridiculous. The offensive line for the Raiders is terrible. Yeah, I think the Browns are in a really great spot here.
They're giving up points 23, 27, and 30 the last 3 weeks and gave you 17, 5, and 9 fantasy points. Browns at 29 are really good. Last week, I mean, we laughed, but the Titans were the chalk defense at $2,300 for a long time in that game. They were giving you double-digit fantasy points. Mm-hmm. They came out of it with 5. I'm not saying obviously go there again this week, but I mean, like Colts maybe, or the Saints going up against Kirk Cousins. Like, would you take any darts on like any of these cheap defenses? Steelers, Cardinals, anything there?
I mean, yeah, I think I definitely think that it's worth it. I like the Cardinals here actually at 2,700, just because I don't like Trevor Lawrence and the Jags offense right now. I think it's struggling.
Let's build a lineup. Let's go with the Browns. That's a good defense number for that.
I don't think you need to.
Okay, well, you got a lineup then. Give me.
I've got something for you, Johnny, that I think you're gonna absolutely love. Are
Drake
you ready?
May. Okay.
Put Drake May in there.
Yeah.
At running back, let's pay up and let's go Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry.
Okay.
You can do this, man. You can do it. I like Michael Pittman against the Chiefs here at 50-something hundred.
6K.
Oh, is he 6K? Oh, shit. Maybe I have to pivot. Throw Kayshon Boutte in there.
Okay.
We're going to Pat stack it. Andre Yosivach at 41.
Hunter Henry, I assume.
Hunter Henry, you assume. Got to finish that stack off, don't we?
Yeah.
And then let's double tight end it. Give me Travis Kelce.
Kelce, 5K. That gives us a 4K defense, so we can play whoever we want.
Throw those Baltimore Ravens in there, baby. Get that correlation between Henry and the Ravens D.
Okay. May, Barkley, Henry, Pittman, Boutte, Yosivach, Henry, Kelce, Ravens. Little stack them up. Kelce, Pittman. Yeah, your Baltimore, and you got your New England stack there with the one off Saquon Barkley.
You want to know what else you can do with this one?
Sure.
Here, take out Pittman. Take out Boutte, and take out Kelce. Right now, replace them with Stephon Diggs.
Diggs.
Luther Burden.
Okay. Oh, we're going Pierce there for a second. Luther Burden. All right, 6K.
Oh, you know what? Actually, do that. Go ahead. Take out Burden. Put in Alec Pierce.
4,600.
Right? Oh, it's 4,600 is what's left now?
Yeah, but we can go down on defense.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, I still think that we just went over the Browns. I think that's good. You get 656 as a flex here.
Oh, Kenneth Walker.
What? Kenneth Walker. Yeah, there you go.
Kenneth Walker.
There you go. Popped up on the injury report this afternoon with a glute, but then also said, I'm fine. So,
I'm worried about his ass.
May, Barkley, Henry, Diggs, Pierce, Yosivach, Henry, Kenneth Walker, Browns defense. A couple of example lineups for all of you guys here. We do appreciate all the support. You want to hit that like, share, subscribe button. If you're not yet part of the Fantasy Alarm family, now is the best time to do so. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You go ahead. Here you go. 50% off the first month. FantasyAlarm.com/YouTube. Promo code YT50. $19.99 for that first month. Access to everything on site. All of our DFS, all of our betting, all of our seasonal content for all sports, not just the NFL. YT50, 50% off. Final thoughts here, Howard?
Let's crush it, baby. Let's absolutely annihilate it this week, huh? Win some money.
I'm ready to go. Guys, we'll see you later.